A good portion of you, I have received your work. There is, I would say, about 10 people, which, in the big scheme of things, that's a pretty small number. So my hats off to those of you that jumped in and did your homework. I suspect for most of you it was pretty simple once you figured out how to do it. If you know for sure, and you know who you are out there, okay? You know who you are. If you have not done your work, you've got to get it done. If you're having trouble technology-wise, you have got to reach out to me. Don't sit back and wait. If your parents are struggling with the tech part, they've got to speak up and reach out, okay? We can't help you if we don't know that you need help. So just a little, advice out there. Any parents listening, please reach out to us. That's what we're here for. We're here to help, okay? So yeah, that's it. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into this week's lesson. Am I going to be giving you an actual homework assignment? I've decided not to, simply because there's still quite a few people that need to get caught up with transitioning into the virtual world. So are we going to have an assignment? Yes, but it's going to be a little bit different, okay? I'm going to be doing it in the form of the discussion board that you've been using for your attendance. So that should be pretty easy. You guys have all gotten connected with the discussion board. When you guys write that you're here, like here, that's actually a discussion board. That's what you're using. Okay, so I'm going to set one of those up. It's going to be set up a little bit differently. And this time I'm not including your parents. It's just for you. Okay, so if you're relying on mom and dad to help you, that's fine, but you must use your student account to do the posting that you're going to do to get your points for this week. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to tell you guys what we're learning this week. So here we go. All right, so you guys should be seeing something that says, what can we learn about the 2020 census? Okay, and that word census might be scaring a few of you, and don't be scared, okay? If you can see the board, give me a thumbs up. You can do it this way, or you can use your emotions. Right, okay, Austin says yes, I can see Austin, so I'm going to go with that.
Can I read it?
I see Crystal, I see Haley. Give me a thumbs up, Crystal and Haley. Thumbs up. Can you see the board?
I do see the board.
Okay. It says, what can we learn about the 2020 census? We're going to listen to a little clip. And I don't know. You got to let me know if you can hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. And we're going to listen. What exactly is the census? So let's see if we can. I hope you guys can hear this. And
well, I can listen to it.
Let's see if I can get it going here for you. All right, here we go. So please make sure you're listening. Could you guys hear that?
No.
No, you can't. Okay. All right, let me... What do I need to do to get you guys to hear this? Maybe I need to... I don't think the muting should be an issue. Haley, you could not hear that? Can't hear anything? No? Okay. All right. All right. Well, maybe I got to unmute you guys for you to hear this. Let me try again. All right. Let me stop this. All right. I'm going to unmute you. Maybe I need to unmute you for you to hear this. So let's try to just listen to this. Let me try this. Okay. You're all on. Let me try. Okay, let me try the screen again. Bear with me.
Hello, how are you today?
Wonderful. Okay, hang on, guys. Let's see if we can hear this. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
No. No, you can't hear it?
I can see.
Pridgen? You see, but you can't hear it.
Miss Pridgen. I see the screen.
I see the screen.
Excuse me, Miss Pridgen. My cat likes my hairbrush. I cannot hear it.
You could not hear it. Okay. All right. That's okay. That's fine. I will just talk it out. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Never you mind. Never you mind. All right. Hang on, guys. Give me a second.
My cat likes my hairbrush.
Wonderful.
Wait, your cat likes your hairbrush?
Miss Pridgen, I can't go on to Pridgen.
Okay, so you guys are all muted again. I'm going to go ahead and go through the lesson without the audio. Okay, so here we go. What is, well, hang on a second. Oh, wait a minute. I guess I'll go back here, and then I'll go back. Hold on. There we go. That one. There we go. Yay. Okay, so we're going to talk about the census. For you guys who are in civics, we talked about the census a tiny bit, okay? So what is the census? The census is when the government has to get kind of like an attendance or a roll call for every single person who lives in the United States of America, okay? Now, for my world history kids, that's our Tiger Sharks team, this is going to be very different from anything you've ever done, okay? Because your class, we do world history. This is not really a world history subject. I'm just teaching you guys a little. This is a civic subject, okay? And you guys are, and it's good for you to do this week because you're going to get a little taste of what you're going to be doing. Your friends who are in the Hammerheads team, that's what they've been doing all year long. So they know, they're doing civics, right? Which is not history. So this is a little sample for the Tiger Sharks team, what you're going to be doing all next year, okay? So again, what is the census? It's when the federal government is trying to get everybody in the U.S., okay, counted, okay? They have to know every single person that lives in this country. That sounds really crazy because there's millions and millions of us, but we have to get it done, right? And it's only done every 10 years, okay? Every 10 years it's done. It says it's part of a once a decade tradition. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Thumbs up?
Miss Pridgen.
Yep.
I have a question, Miss Pridgen.
Every 10 years, which means, okay, how old are you guys? If you're like,
I'm 13 years
12 or
old.
something like that. The last time that this was done, you were a little baby. You were only 2 years old, okay? And so it's very historic, okay? So regardless of whether you were born in America or not, okay, meaning whether you're an immigrant or not, the United States government has to count who you are, okay? Okay, so what's new about it this time around that was different from the first 10 years? Okay, the difference is we have social media. You guys know what social media is. You have your Snapchats, your Twitters, your Facebook, and you guys always say, oh, Facebook is for old people. I get that all the time. I know you guys aren't big on Facebook, but yet us old people here, that's me. Yeah, we use Facebook. So you guys aren't really big on the Facebook, but that's a big place where now the census is being done. Okay. How is it going to be done? Online. Any surprise? No surprise there. It's being done on the computer at this link right here, my2020census.gov. You can also call in using a toll-free number. That's interesting that it's never really been done before that way. It was always done on paper, writing, okay? So another change, this is pretty interesting, okay? Now, oopsie, hold on, going on back up. Okay, what's interesting is they changed, you know when you fill out a form and you have to put if you're black or white or Hispanic, all of that, right? Now, they've added something. Uh-oh, we have a question. Hang on, Daniel. I see you, bud. All right, hang on. Let me go through this and I'll get to you, okay? So basically now, you can not only put what race you are, but you can add different things to it, okay? Let's say that you are from Europe, or maybe you have European descent, meaning you're white, okay? But you want to put that you have German heritage, or you want to put that you have Irish background. You're allowed to put that now. Let's say that you are you're from the island of Jamaica, which is right here on the screen, or you're from Haiti. We have many, many students in our school that are from those two islands. Their family is. Well, that person may not identify as African American. So now, because they're really not American, they're from a different country, right? So now they're allowing you, oh, I hear somebody. They're allowing you to be able to your own description of yourself, which I think is really cool. What are some of the questions that they ask on the census? Okay, typical things here. The number of people living in your area. So if you have, hang on, whoever it is, you got to mute yourself. Whoever it is, I'm going to mute you anyway. But please, no background noise, guys. Now, if you have 10 people living in your house, then guess what? you're going to record that you have 10 people living in your house. Okay. If you own your home or if you rent a house that you live in, that has to be recorded as well. And the other basic things like your phone number. Okay. I'm hearing background noise, guys. Okay. So again, here is the race issue, the culture question, Hispanic, Latin, or Spanish origin, and also your relationship to others in the household, whether you're the mom or the dad. Whether you are a sibling or whatever you are in the household, that has to be recorded as well. Okay? Why? Now, this is the most important thing for me and you to learn. Okay? Why do we need to do this anyway? What for? Why does the government have to count all of us? It just sounds crazy. Like, why would you even need to do that? Okay, well, here's why. Because if you do not count every single person, then we don't know. Let's pretend that we're all in a classroom, okay, which we do all the time, and there's 17 people in the classroom, and let's say one of you step out to go to the bathroom, or one of you step out to go downstairs to talk to Mrs. B. Now we only have 15 people in the classroom. Well, the two people that weren't counted, it's not really fair that they were not included, right? So in order to make sure everybody is included and everybody's being represented, okay, maybe we'll talk about what does it mean to be represented. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit. It's important to make sure everybody is being fairly represented, okay? And here's why. Because in the government, we have these people called senators and representatives, right? And those of you in civics, you guys have been learning about this all year long. I'm going to get to you, Daniel. Give me a second. So all year long, we've been talking about that. For World History Kids, you guys haven't learned any of this yet, but that's okay. For the purposes of this lesson, all you have to think about is the census, okay? So we are represented by Congress people, and we need to know how many people need to represent us. We're a really big state. If you guys don't know that, Florida is, I believe, the third most populated state in the United States. Okay, maybe you didn't know that. It used to be New York. Guess what, New Yorkers? We beat you. Florida is now has a greater population, and I think it happened a couple years ago. Okay, it was always California was number one. They're the biggest state. Okay, and then you had Texas. Texas is pretty big. And then you used to have New York and then Florida. Now, guess what? The Floridians have moved up. We have more people in our state than New York, believe it or not. Crazy, right? So it's now, again, it's California, Texas, and Florida. We're number 3. We're pretty big down here. So we need a lot of people to represent us, okay? A lot. And so we need to make sure we're being represented correctly and accurately, and that's the main reason why we do a census. It says each state is entitled to one representative. However, Florida has 27 guys. We have 27. If you're from a little place like Rhode Island or Iowa or, I don't know, even a place like Michigan, that's not a little place, but they don't have 27 representatives because they don't have the population that we have, okay? Right here, look, it says after the 2020 census, that's this year, okay, we're going to go up. It says we're projected to go up from 27 to 29. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me show you guys this little map. And yes, I'm going to answer your questions. I have Dimitri with a question. I have Daniel, and I will get to you. Please, please hold, as we say in class. Okay, so we've got this really cool map, right? So the census actually has already started. And for the most part, it's pretty much completed with the exception of people that have not responded yet, okay? And this will tell you, okay, how basically the changes that will happen with our representation. So you see Florida says 29. Look at the difference. You guys see? Look at how Texas has 39. Look at that. Look at California, 52. It's going to go up to 53. We're going from 27 to 29. Texas is a big boy, 39, baby, big. Look at the other states. Look how little and tiny. Okay, Michigan is here, 17. That's pretty good. Look at this really big state here. My goodness, only 2. Look at the size of the state. And I want to ask you guys what you think. Why do you think this state is so physically huge, but there's only 2 representatives. Okay, so before you answer that question, let me continue here real quick. We have this picture here. It just gives you an idea of what it looks like when your parents get the invitation to respond to the census. And hopefully mom and dad responded. Okay, hopefully they did through the online or calling or whichever. Okay, this is what it looks like. Look, it says March 12th to the 20th, the invitation goes out. That already happened. March 12th through March 16th through the 24th, you get a reminder. Already happened. If you haven't responded yet, if you didn't respond, the government's going to find you. They always get what they want, right? They get their taxes and they're going to get their census. So March 26th through April 3rd, look at that. That just happened, guys. You get a reminder postcard if you didn't respond. And April 8th through 16th, that hasn't happened yet. They will do another reminder. And guess what? If you don't respond after that, guess what? It says we follow up in person. Yes, they will knock on your door. Did it happen to me once? Yes, it did. Mrs. Pridgen didn't fill out her forms. This was 10 years ago. And yep, they boop, 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 knocked on the door. So pretty cool, real information that you have to learn. Okay, now it's time for the class discussion time. So for that, I'm going to stop the sharing of my screen. Actually, let's see if I can maybe unmute you guys like the way we are now. Let's see. All right. I'm going to just stop the screen sharing, and we'll get back to normal.
Pridgen.
Oh, yay. So, please.
Miss Pridgen?
And what I'm going to do.
Pridgen?
Yes.
California has 52.
Yeah. So let me, hang on, guys.
That's a lot of
Let me call again. Hold on. Give me a second.
Miss Pridgen.
Pridgen?
1 second, guys.
Miss Pridgen.
Okay,
Hey!
so I'm going to go to Daniel, and then I'm going to go to Dimitri. We're going to follow this in order because
Miss Pridgen.
I'm trying to keep in order here. All right, Daniel, you're next. What's up, bud? What's your question?
It was so back in like the 1500s.
A long time ago. Yep.
Did we have sinners like back then or no?
That, Daniel, that is a phenomenal question. Thank you. And Daniel gets a clap. Yay, I'm reacting. Good job, Daniel. That is a lovely question. And the answer is yes, we have done this way back in the day, but I think they didn't start it, I think, till sometime, before the Civil War. I want to say the 1800s, somewhere in there, because they didn't really have, I guess, whenever there's a need for change, there's change. Little quote for you there. So we never really changed things until we actually need it. And it kind of makes sense. So until we got more developed as a nation, we weren't really doing all this fancy stuff. But now, the more people we have, you guys remember, I don't know if it's your class, and I'm going to mute you again, Daniel. Thank you, bud. Do you guys remember me using, you can just thumbs up when I ask, the Pizza Eating Club? Do I share that with you guys?
I didn't even ask any questions.
Example. So I'll share it with you. What it means is if we're all eating pizza together, we have a club, right? And let's pretend every Friday we eat pizza, okay? So if it's just me and Crystal and Christopher and Adam and Dimitri and Gianna, it's just us, right? We're eating pizza. That's our club every Friday. It's cheese pizza night. It's all good, right? But guess what? I already know, okay, I have the 5 people in my club. We know what we do every single week. But if I add into that club Hunter, I add Mrs. Lippman in the club. Who else am I adding? Like Tyler, Zach. I'm going to start adding people in my club. Guess what happens? It starts to get a little complicated, right? So that's the whole concept. When all these things start changing, the more people you have, the more complex it gets. And that's why our country does all these crazy things. Dimitri wanted to make a comment.
How come I
All right,
can't make any
Dimitri.
comments?
Where did you go? I tried to unmute. Wait a minute. Where's Dimitri? Where is he? Hold on, Dimitri. I'm coming. Oh, looking for Dimitri. It's literally like there you are. Got you. I've unmuted Dimitri. Dimitri, you had a comment, friend. What is it?
Why does certain states have like a lower number than other states? Is it because of population or
Oh,
representation?
there he goes. Absolutely, Dimitri. Wonderful comment, wonderful question. And he answered the question. Yes, it is because of the population. That was going to be my class question for you guys. Very good. I'm so excited, Dimitri. He's getting it. So in other words, it doesn't matter that Alaska is super duper big. Do you guys know that Alaska is one of the largest in terms of size? It's humongous. But guess what? And this is a joke. It's not true. There's like 2 people in Alaska. That's not true. I'm joking. In other words, I'm being silly. There's not a lot of people who live in Alaska compared to our state. We live in a really, there's tons of people who live in Florida, right? I love the questions on the chat. See, you guys know this is productive right here. So I've got questions from
Ms.
Gianna.
Littman?
I've got questions
Ms.
from,
Pridgen?
let's see, from, I think, Ariana. Okay, so let me answer some of the questions. All right, so this question from Gianna is a very, a bit of a complex question, okay? And I'm going to answer it because she asked the question, and if you don't understand what she's asking, don't worry about it. Her question to me is, what if you are, there's a gender question, right? And yes, the reality is there are people born who don't identify as male or female. I believe that is addressed on the form. I haven't seen it myself, Gianna. That's a wonderful question. Mrs. Pridgen has not seen the form in that light. Maybe I should go and look, but I suspect that's been addressed. So that's the answer to your question. Okay, let's see. Any questions? Raise your hand and I'll try to get to you. Thank you for that, Dimitri. Let's see, who has a question? Haley has a question.
What? I can't see
Yes,
anything?
You where you made a joke about 2 people being there?
Yes. That's obviously
does that place have the coronavirus?
Being silly. There's a lot of people in Alaska. I was just making a joke that it's just not that many people, and that's why when you look at the amount of representatives, we have a lot more. So remember, I said we get 27, and we're projected to go up to 29. Right? Alaska, I think if I go back and look at it, and I'm going to look at it for you, Alaska has, okay, they have a good amount. They have 10. So I was being silly. A state that's
Can I
pretty
please be
big
next to ask a question?
that has, let's see, let me pick one. I think it's Iowa. Iowa only has 1. No, Iowa has 2. No, I'm sorry. Iowa has 2.
What?
Sorry?
You what? I was saying to what?
Iowa has 2 representatives, and they're a pretty big state physically. But remember, Denise said it depends on how many people actually live in the state. So when you have a smaller amount of people living in the state, the representation is smaller. Stephanie has a question. Hang on, Haley. I'm sorry, Haley. Yes, Stephanie.
Oh, you want me to sorry. Are we gonna have homework today?
Your homework is just going to be in the form of a discussion posting. So the same way you reply to the posting every morning that you're here, it's going to look like that. So there will not be any emails necessary, no documents, no scanning, none of that. You're literally just going to go on and you're going to reply to my post.
Miss Pridgen, I have a question.
Points based on that. Okay? All right.
I have a question.
Any questions? Oh, Mario has a question.
Oh, come on.
Hey, Mario, what's up, bud? What is your question? How may I help you?
Representatives,
What's your question, bud?
well, Adam has representatives.
How many representatives do we have? Florida has 27. We have 27.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I have a question.
All righty. Dimitri's up again. If you guys have a question, please let me know, because this is the time. We have 5 minutes. Yes, Dimitri?
So, similar to a time like this, what if an outbreak similar to coronavirus happens?
Oh, my goodness. Well, Dimitri, again, you're on point, because guess what? That was my next question. So I'm going to put this out to the group. Okay?
Miss Pridgen.
Do you guys think that the coronavirus is affecting the government's ability to do the census? I'm going to unmute you all.
Miss Pridgen.
Yeah.
Also, yes, maybe.
Is the coronavirus in Alaska?
Miss Pridgen, I have a question.
Hold on. I'm trying to do a call.
I have a question. Hey!
Okay. So yes, thank you for your response. Yes, the answer was yes, it does definitely affect the ability for the government to do their census. Yes, Tristan, you're on.
What happens if the coronavirus is still present during the time where you make that representatives? How come there are 29 representatives in this state? Well, this state. We're in Florida. We're in Florida.
Because our state, Tristan, that's a wonderful question because I like this. It helps us to learn the answer again. It's because our state, Tristan, we have a lot of people who live here.
Oh,
We are the third,
like me.
We have the third largest population in the nation. So number one is Cali, good old Cali, California, right? They have the largest population. Number two is Texas.
So
Okay.
this is the state map of what
Yes,
happened.
sir. And then Florida is number 3. Okay, and if you guys want, let me show you the map. The map is helpful, so let me show you that one more time.
I'll put it back.
Okay, so we're going to go back to the map. Okay, so look here. Ta-da! There it is. So take a look at it, guys. You see California, 52 going up to 53. This is the biggest thing. Okay, next is Texas, 39, and look at Florida. We're going up to 29. We have 27. We're increasing. Look at New York, guys. The dark pink. They are losing. They are dark pink because they are losing they're losing representatives because their population has gone down. So if your population goes down, your representation number goes down.
Miss
You guys get
Pridgen,
it?
I have one more question before the.
You're getting it?
Yeah.
So what I'll probably do.
Miss Pridgen, I have one more question before you guys end.
I will. Not sure what that was. Let me stop sharing.
Miss Pridgen.
Okay, so that's pretty much the lesson, guys. So I'm going to post a question on the discussion boards today, and your participation, your grade for this week is just to participate with the discussion board. Again, I'm not sending it to your parents this time. It's only going to you. So you guys are going to be kind of in the spotlight to be responsible, okay, for replying to the question. Let's see. Dimitri has a question. Does anybody else have a question?
I do.
Let me go to, I can't see who you are because your hand is in front of your face, but
Miss Pridgen?
it's Jake. All right, Jake, I'm unmuting you. Oops, hang on. There you go, Jake. You have a question.
Everyone asks this, but how long is the virus gonna be around?
We don't know, Jake. We don't know. It's very frustrating, and I agree with you.
Because I don't want to stay in my house all day.
When we're not in control of something, it makes it very difficult for us to expect it.
Miss
And this
Pridgen.
is one of those things where we're not in control of our environment.
Miss
The
Pridgen.
environment is controlled by nature, and we can't control how long this is going to last. All we can do is follow instructions. Right? They've told us to stay inside, limit your contact with others.
Miss
Right?
Pridgen.
And as long as we do that, then you'll start to see the number of cases of the virus slowly go down. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the numbers to go down. All right, Jake, thank you for your question.
Miss Pridgen, I have one more
Dimitri
question.
has a comment.
I do.
Yes, Dimitri.
What if we either run out of resources or we run out energy to make electronics function?
That
If we
is
can do the
a
census.
question that is more honestly, it's a good question, and I respect the fact that you're asking that question. The answer is I don't know, and the other answer is I think it's unlikely that would ever happen.
Miss Pridgen.
I think it's unlikely because on this earth, Dimitri, believe it or not, We have enough food on this planet to feed the world like 3 times over. We have a lot of resources on this earth. Why some people are poor and some people are not, that all depends on the country and the government and all these different things and the relationship between different countries. And for the Tiger Sharks team, when we get into civics next year,
Miss
we're going
Pridgen?
to be getting into all that good stuff. You guys are really just in the ancient world. Are we going to be going back to our traditional curriculum? The answer is yes.
Miss
But we're
Pridgen?
not staying in this format, so stay tuned for changes. But for this week, this is how it is.
Miss
All right,
Pridgen?
guys, it's 11 o'clock. It's 11:01. I actually have to get going for my
Miss
next
Pridgen,
class.
I have one more
It
question.
was really awesome hanging out with you guys. Jake, I've got to go, buddy. I'm so
Miss
sorry. Bud.
Pridgen!
I really would love to stay longer, and I believe in our next format, we will have that opportunity. But for now, Mrs. Pridgen has got to exit this meeting, and you guys,